Right, what's going on guys, it's your boy Zuchi and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5, I'm going to show a 6th one for some reason, but I'm going to show you guys the top 5 XYZ deck that you want to be running for this upcoming tournament, the XYZ tournament, February 17th, I believe, the new event that's coming out. I'm going to start it off with the strongest XYZ decks to the weakest, and it's only 5 of them, so, well, technically 6, because I have one that I'm working on right now. This one you're seeing right here, which we're going to talk about in a second, is the one that I'm going to be running because I believe this one is going to be the strongest one. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and let's just hop straight into it. So right here, you're looking at the first deck is the Photon Galaxy. The reason why I think this deck is just so good is because it's already just completely meant for XC summons, right? So you can run Link monsters with this deck, but you really don't need it at all. You're going to be bringing out your main guys, like you need the Galaxy Eyes for Photon. Like they're just such big beaters and they're hard to counter. Like you have so many good ones. I believe there's one that negates spell cards, but I can't remember which one it is. It might be this one. But yeah, you can negate spell cards. There's anything to just trap your opponent, right? So this one is gonna be the one that I'm gonna be running, and I might have a deck list. I might have a video coming out for it before the XC's event drops, or we might just do it during the XC's event, right? Because you never know, they might bring out a pack just for meant for the XC's monsters and stuff like that. So yeah, this is gonna be the first one that you guys are seeing that I'm gonna be running. I don't know if you guys are gonna be running it, but it's a really good option if you want to get far into that tournament, right? For the next one that you could be seeing a lot during that tournament, this one right here, it's the Utopia deck. Now this deck right here is actually so good because even now, I recently played against one on stream over at 5-9. The link will be in the description. So over on stream right over there, I lost to this deck in Platinum. And I couldn't believe it because he was actually doing really good. He made it up to Plat 1 with it. And so I thought to myself, hey, this could be something really nice during that XC's tournament. And honestly, I might build this one as well. This and the Photon Galaxy may be the two that you might be seeing a lot, because people want to be competitive, right? Because you have Utopia himself. There's one where's the Utopia? Hold on, Utopia. You have this guy. These cards just negate everything, right? So this is just another deck that to shut down your opponent. Like if you go first and you have the optimal hand, you could just win on that first turn because you're just able to just negate everything he does on his second turn, and you can just do a lot of damage. You have 3,000. Obviously, this one can't attack right away, but you know you're only gonna need that one turn. So yeah, this deck, in my opinion, is gonna be the number 2 best one that you're gonna be running around in the XC's tournament. All right, up next we have the Phantom Knights. Now this one is also really good XC's deck. Like this one already is just tier 3. This is a tier 3 deck in shout out to Duel Link's meta, his MasterDuels meta site has this in tier 3, and I agree this deck is really good, really powerful. Has a lot of powerful XC's monsters, your Link monsters as well. This one I'd run just normally. I'm in the process of building it because I want to make a video on it, but these cards right here are hard to get because you have to get it from the master pack, which is ridiculous. I might have to just craft it if I can. But this deck is going to be really good. You might see this a lot, you might not. It's one of those rogue kind of decks, rogue high tier decks, in my opinion, because not many people run it, but people know about it and know how good it is. So yeah, this is one you might see a lot. You can copy this deck list. This is a final deck list. So you plan on running this? This is a really good deck list for you to run. This is what I'm going to be using during the video. So this is the final one. So definitely check it out if you want. Next, we have the Madolchi deck. Now, this deck has been around for such a long time, and it's still really good. As an XC's deck, it's really good. You might see this, you might not see it. I might just run it just for on the low, because people never expect me to run this. It's a Madolchi deck, right? You never expect people to run this, but I've seen a few cases where I'm on the ladder, and just before I'm hitting platinum, I actually lost to this deck on stream. At gold 5. So this deck it's still really good. It might be really good against a lot of these decks during the XC's tournament. So definitely be on the lookout for this one. Next up, we have the Burning Abyss. This deck I used to actually main back in like 2019, 2018, maybe even long. I don't know. I definitely mained this deck for a while, and the reason was because you have cards like Dante in here. You run 3 of him if you wanted. You have Beatrice, and what I liked to do was add the Raid Raptor cards in there. These Xyz monsters, and they were so good. Oh my god! Back then, this was a top tier deck back then. Burning Abyss Xyz was really good because you had the rank up card. So you'd go from this card right here to this card. This card is just ridiculous. This card is really good. So yeah, this deck, you might see it make a comeback during the XYZ tournament. You might not. I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good if you run it, right? It's gonna be something that is really consistent, more consistent than the other decks. You just gotta know how to activate your effects probably, right? If you make a mistake, GG's, it's over for you. But other than that, this deck is really good. Like I said, I used to main it, and it brought me a lot of victories back then. And it might still. I might run this as well. It's not that hard to build. You have a bunch of SRs and a bunch of, you know, rares and ends. So it's not that hard to build at all. And not even the extra deck. The extra deck won't even be hard to build either. So yeah, this deck is definitely something you want to look out for during the XYZ tournament. Then we have one that you probably didn't think was going to be in this list. Like I said, it's going from the best to the worst, and this one right here I don't think is as good, but it could be really good if you use it properly. And we got the Pendulum Magicians. Now the Pendulum Magicians are really good. Pendulums in general are really good. There's just too many effects to read, honestly, but there's not much to explain other than you might see it a lot, you might not. It's just one of those things where you pendulum summon cards and you XYZ into there. You use his effect. This guy is a good card to run. He's really good, and paired up with him is actually really good. So you might see this, you might not. One deck that I actually forgot about is the Trap Tricks. Let me just add a bunch of these. Three. We'll just put all of them in, right? The Trap Tricks deck is really good. It's a nice control deck. It's almost similar to how you would play the Eldritch deck, because you just focus up on your trap cards and your XYZ monsters. So yeah, this deck is really good, really good. If you want to like just make your opponent rage, definitely on this, because they have cards like they have Floodgate in here. They run Floodgate in this deck because they can't be targeted by the traps that you decide to run. So really good to just shut down your opponent. Like I said, it's just one of those decks that just controls the duel when like Eldritch does, right? Like it just stops you from playing. You use Skill Drain, use Imperial Order, use any of that, and this deck will be really good in the ladder. I actually put this above the Pendulum. I don't know why I forgot about it, but this is really good. This might be like the 4th, honestly, because it's really good, like I said. But yeah, those are going to be the decks that you might see a lot during the XYZ tournament. These are the decks that you're going to want to run as well. You can run whatever you want, obviously, but if you want to make it far into it, then you're probably going to be running these decks right here. Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And yeah, peace.